Well, hey everybody, back out here in my camp area. What I got set up here is a basic A-frame. I got a ridge line run on this one. You don't have to. You could tie out straight to the trees. You can move it up or down from the ground however you like. This is a good one for hammocks or just, you know, pitching a quick tent. The A-frame is definitely one of the simpler ones for sure. A little windy today, but you can see still lots of room under there. You raise it up more and put it down to the ground if you want more wind protection. That's pretty much however you want to do it. And over here we got the same kind of setup, except I got, well, it's loose now, but I got it in porch mode, which is one of my favorites. You know, if I need it tighter to the ground in the back, you just take her down to the ground in the back, put it down closer to block the wind, the rain, whatever you need. And then, you know, a couple stakes on the front to hang it up high. I don't suggest putting this opening side towards the weather. You'll get cold in a hammock or even on the ground. But it's a simple one to set up, and this one is just tied out with the trees. Basic little toggle through the loop and then just hook to the tree. So you don't always have to have a ridge line. I do prefer a ridge line. It's a little easier. And if you do a ridge line, you're gonna want to do a pressic knot, which I have set up on this one. And the pressic is just an adjustable knot. You can, it's hard to do it one-handed, but you can slide this with your hands when it's no pressure on it, and then pull it tight on your ridge line. So it's nice. What's nice about this is the ridge line supports the whole center of the tarp, which works really well. Where over here you can see the center has no support, and you know, like I said, the wind's blowing pretty good today. But both shelters give you a good amount of area underneath that's dry. As long as the wind's not super bad, you can keep them up in the air like this. But if it's really bad, you're going to want to put them to the ground in the corners. Maybe even like this one has another tie out in the middle. Put that to the ground also. Obviously, with this much wind, I almost need to tie all the corners on it. And since this only has the 3 aside, not a lot of options for it. Where unlike this other tarp here has lots of tie outs, so you can change your configurations, which I'm gonna do and keep going. All right, here we go with a simple little plow point tied to the tree. You can adjust this end up or down however you like, but it is a really dry setup. I like this one for ground camping. If you're just gonna lay on the ground, this is a good setup because you get protected from a pretty good amount, as long as you place the bottom of the point towards the wind. It works good. Now over here I've adjusted the straps in further, and what this does, it kind of gives you a door option. This is great for hanging the hammock. Takes you all the way around. It's a little more elaborate. You got to have the extra tie out points to do it. And of course, if you want more room here, you can take a stick from this loop to that loop and over the top of your ridge line. Put something under your stick though. You don't want to rub a hole in your tarp, but that will expand this out a whole bunch more and give you more room in your hammock. This one's nice when it's really bad weather, really cold weather. I'd hang it normally. I'd hang it higher because I like my hammock a little bit more off the ground, but each to their own on what that is. You gotta just play with it. But this one works good. I mean, the wind's calmed down now, but a minute ago it was blowing pretty hard. But you can see here I got just little toggles holding the door closed, so it's easy to pull them out, put them in, and just short stake to the ground. And the same thing, just using a ridge line. I like this setup. I don't use it very often, but if it's snowing and the wind's blowing, you want to do something like this. And as you can see, there's plenty enough of a gap here that you can run your hammock through here. It doesn't hurt anything. And if you really wanted to, you could take one end and keep these tie out points and just keep anchoring them out. Same thing all the way around. Whatever tie outs you got, you can pull them out. If you had trees, you can just pull this straight up to a tree. But personally, like I said, I just take a stick, cut the end to fit in this hole, and same thing on the other side, and it kind of bows it up. I know they make poles for that, but we're talking simple here. And the same thing here. If you wanted more height here, tie this higher up on the tree. If you want more height on one edge, put a stick under here. Oh, I just pulled the stake out, you know, and you could do that. Yeah, soft ground here, I got to be more careful. But yeah, just a couple more. They both work really well for really bad weather. Just more thoughts. Oh, sorry about the lighting. We got a bit of rain coming in, but this is my favorite way to run a tarp when it works. Great in the summertime because you just need a shade spot, but just plain out fly your tarp. Pick up all four corners. I always leave one a little lower than the rest so the water can run off. It's pretty simple. The only thing you got to remember is when you guy your lines out, make sure you guy them at close to 45 degrees. Holds the tarp a little steadier in the wind. And this is pretty good. It's pretty steady. And the nice thing about this is lots of room. And to adjust it, all I ever do is, you know, take one corner, lower it down, pick it up. I do use adjustable poles. I got 4 of them just for this reason. Even when I'm hammocking, it's in the summertime, you don't have to worry about the weather. Hey, sometimes you don't do a tarp. Sometimes you do. When I do a tarp, I like to just fly it like this. Keeps the debris from above coming down on you. Pine cones, sticks, especially here in the trees. This I like. This is probably my favorite setup, whether I'm tree camping or out ground camping, same thing. And like I say, these adjustable poles are kind of handy, but you can cut a stick any size you want, do the same thing. If it gets really bad, I can drop one corner down, drop a whole side down, it doesn't matter. But this is definitely one of the easier, most versatile setups. If you're just out and you need to cover your camp, not just your sleeping area, but your camp, this is great. Gives you lots of shelter. You can hook more than one tarp together and build a whole sheltered area this way, which works good. I've done it a few times. As long as you don't got high winds and heavy rain at the same time, it works great. You know, if the rain's it's just raining, no wind, this will work by itself. You don't have to worry about it. Actually, looks like it's snowing here. Not surprised. Let's go out and have a look. And yeah, I'm out here with horses. They get curious. Oh yeah, we had some snow falling. Not a whole lot. Got a couple inches total in the last few days, but it doesn't stay long. It melts off really quick. You have no tell on the black dog. Of course, you know, horses, they don't care. They just want green grass. That's all they ever care about. Well, I'm loving it. I want to thank everybody for watching these last couple videos. I know this time of year, tarps are a good thing. And right now, I should be standing under mine. But the lighting's so bad here in the trees. Don't know. And thanks for watching. That's it, Ruby. Shake it off. Well, that snow quickly turned to hail, which is a good time to actually show you. I readjusted it. Of course, I pulled a stake when I was, dumped a whole bunch inside, but as you can see now, the stuff will slowly slide on down and off the corners. Easy enough. One thing about this, you don't want to get a whole lot of snow on top, or as we got now, hail. It will rip out your guys. It's hard to say what damage it'll do, but it's not good for it. So yeah, when you're underneath, just go ahead and shake it off once in a while. But as you can see, pretty dry. Dogs have been running around, but you can see the perimeter around this because it's coming straight down. Yeah, a little shake, As long as it's cold on the tarp and not melting. There's a little bit of water there, but not much. And so far I've only had to do that a couple times. See, there's quite a bit around the edge in the piles, but yeah, it looks like I'm going to be out here for a while. I don't want to put my tarp away wet, so I had to wait till this squall's over and shake her off really good. Try to get her dry. Big guy, he doesn't care, do you, Bjorn? Nope, can't even tell it's raining or snowing or sleeting or anything. I think the horses ran for cover. At least I don't see them anywhere close by. Oh, they're out there in the field, crazy buggers. Guess they're like him, don't care. But yeah, a good example of how these adjustable poles are so handy, because you can quickly adjust the whole thing. I did leave the one all the way up right here, so you can walk in. I mean, it's just, you can walk clear back into here without hitting the tarp, so that's kind of nice. This is probably why I like flying my tarp the best. If I was out where there were no trees, I wouldn't have the ridge line on there. No big deal. I'd still have the 4 poles and maybe 2 guy lines on each corner going 90 degrees. So you'd run one guy line all the way out like this, and then another one out like this. That will give you really strong corner setups, and you can get a tarp really taut that way. But yeah, just sharing my little bit of fun I'm having. Half tempted to set up the hammock.